Dentro del tema metodología del diseño o design thinking, vamos a escuchar la ponencia de Gerdum y Dominika Hasse. Ellos son diseñadores de la Universidad de Ciencias Aplicadas de Hildesheim, en Alemania. Los escuchamos.
Buenos días. Empezamos con Design Thinking. So everyone takes his right hand. Just everyone takes his right hand. And just put together the fingers. One. All other left hand. Then cross out. And right now take the ears on top. The ears on top. And deeply go down. Press, 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 press. Are you down? Yeah. Abajo y arriba. So go up again. So that's basically design thinking you will see in our presentation, and we can start.
Well, hello, my name is Dominika Hasse, and I will start now with a few charts. First, we want to say thank you to the conference for inviting us. And yes, just to get through, here we have just a little bit about where we are from, then about design thinking, and then about Design Zoom, our conference we did in last November. So we are from Hildesheim. It's in Germany. It's not far away from Berlin or Frankfurt. And as you can see, it's, yes, it's not too far from Barcelona or Madrid, for example. Well, this is the destination. A small town, but with a nice market square and historical reconstructed buildings. And we have a lovely the St. Michael's Church, which is now celebrating its 1,000 years anniversary. This is the home of the 2D designers, including advertising design, corporate design, editorial design, packaging, color design, interaction, and motion design. And this is, for example, one of our very famous interdisciplinary projects. It is called the Power Screwdriver Race. It is simply amazing. Individually designed vehicles powered by a rechargeable power screwdriver and driven by at least one person lined up at the grid.
Just some theoretically background. So the question is disciplinary limits. So we need a new exchange format. Basically, as we heard from Alfred from Microsoft, disciplinary limits are mental limits. That means what we think as designers is what other disciplines think of as architecture, marketing services, or nutrition concepts for the creative. The question is, how can the design discipline face the dynamic change in its world of reference? How can we exchange thoughts and ideas better with the others who are also creatively active? And how can we better understand those for whom we are designing? That means the world has become widely diverse, and there are many different explanations of what tomorrow will be. Here you see a graphic how we think about the exchange of others. For example, in Hildesheim, we have 10 disciplines. We have 2D, 3D, we have editorial design, we have CICD, we have color design, we have lighting design. That's basically, this line. On the other hand, we have a lot of other disciplines with a transfer to design, and the aim is just to get this networking. That means these points of intersection in the knowledge are required to understand the others. That's the developing phase. As I told you, we need at least 2 semesters to develop the format. Here you see basically the network as we used it in our conference. And here's one quote. It's from Hasso Plattner. Hasso Plattner is the founder of the German SAP companies, the software company worldwide known. Design thinking is more than a strategy. It's a culture of thinking and working that can reveal larger context and make them visible, while placing the focus on people, their perception and experience, and their social and cultural environment at the same time. This means design thinking is rather complex, and we try to fix all these ideas in one conference. Here you see future needs, so-called mega trends. If you look at these mega trends, see it from here. We have, for example, as mentioned here as well, the cultural diversity. We have the democratic change. We have the booming health. We have digital living. We have knowledge-based economy. We have business ecosystem. We have as well convergence of technologies, and we have new consumer patterns. Of course, one conference cannot focus on all this, so we must focus. And the task is the orientation in the dynamics. So right now we have a look at the conference. Okay, so here's the basic program. We had 7 speakers and we had an interactive format. That means after every speaker we have time to exchange, we had time to exercise, we have time to do some testing, and this we call Zooming. What is new, what does influence design? So we start with the implementation of transdisciplinary.
Well, the first subject and the first Zoom, it was about digital media. For example, just are innovations generated by media platforms today?
The second Zoom was architecture. How does urbanity influence social networks?
Design science. How can meaning be coded as a sign process?
Then we had nutrition. How does fast food lead to low brain?
Well, the fifth Zoom about design integration was, when will the user overtake the designer?
Then we had health. Where can designers recharge their mental batteries?
And the last one, and I think it was one of the very important one, is the consumer psychology. It is, how much is too much? So, it's time to exchange, and therefore we did a lot of things to try to make the conference different, in that way that we said basic future need is time to rethink. And we had, for example, now these 7 speakers, but it's nearly a little bit the same to this conference. We said to them, just be very quick, just 20 minutes, so 140 minutes, nearly 2 hours and 10 minutes just as an input. And then we had a lot of time to talk. We had a lot of breaks, and so there was less and slow is better, for example, time to rethink and structurize empathy, emotional exchange with others. We had a lot of brain food. For example, that was the interruption in that way that our speaker brought his juice machine, and he was doing just fresh carrot juice for us, because he really explained us that this is one of the most important vegetables for us to get our brain into a good mood for inventions. Yes, for example, this organic catering was by Dr. Hoppe. So we said, eat differently, think differently. Another thing was real, authentic experiences, a little bit like Gerdum did at the beginning, integrative thinking, so body and spirit. That is also absolutely necessary. And another one was the possibility to say, yes, we have to network a lot of, and therefore it is necessary for us to get in contact, and we need time to find the people with whom we would want to be in contact, and therefore we had this also these times for the speed dating situations. And well, last but not least, the digital networking is another thing where we also have to work on, and we still do. Well, in the final results?
The final results, we are good in time. The final result was brought up with Open Space Conference. Design is a future strategy, and as we heard, things are dematerializing, and the designer then becomes the innovation consultants. And the central realization, the designer codes a system. This means methodology is required. The designer thinks in sense structures, and in future design thinking will combine system thinking and semiotic thinking. As we heard from Microsoft, this meaning is basically the semiotic thinking. That means system coding is the challenge of the futures. So here we see the final result. System coding is future coding, because coding of sense is the future task. So if I take my mobile, that's my digital lifestyle here. I bought this, I have everything here. I have my photos from Lanzarote, I have a 12 megapixel camera, I have my music, my contacts, my dates, everything. This is 2D on one hand, on the other hand it's a software. And I must think about which meaning must this mobile have for me. So this must be coded. It must be coded as a product, economically, etc., and it must be coded in the whole system, how it works, how it functions, how I can use this mobile device. On the other hand, we can code everything. We can code even an event or congress. So this, in the future, will require, we need more exchange with other disciplines in the futures. So we have 3 minutes left. One more. So if you want to read about, we have a book, so I'm the marketing man, I make here advertising for the students. If you want to learn something about design marketing, you can join us in Germany. If you want to see how we did the conference and want to read about the results, you can order this book. This book is in German and English. So thank you for your attention, and if you like, you can contact us during lunch.